Good morning, everyone. Hope everyone's well this morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, Judge Mark.
Let us know when you're ready, Norris.
Okay. Ready? Yeah.
Good morning, Judge Mara. If you give us 1 second, it doesn't look like Miss Grace is on yet.
Oh, okay. Let me
Thank
know,
you.
Ms. Strong. Thank you.
We're ready now, Judge Mara.
Okay, Ms. Grace, are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good morning.
How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. Let's see, whenever you're ready, courtroom 2.
Your Honor, the attorneys are still talking to their clients right now.
Okay,
Couple of minutes.
we have Attorney Challenger on the line. I'm not sure which case she has, but if
Who's her client? I don't know.
I don't know. Attorney Challenger, are you with me?
I am. Good morning, Your Honor. I'm just now parking. My apologies. I'm actually slated to be in Gwinnett Superior Court in like 30 minutes. But my client is Roland Williams. I believe it was a bench warrant. So you to appear?
Roland. Is he on the state all-purpose calendar this morning?
He is, Your Honor.
He is, Your Honor.
He's position 50 and 51, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Williams in courtroom 2?
Yeah, he's coming up right now, Your Honor.
Okay, very good. Attorney Challenger, normally on my state all-purpose calendar, if a defendant has missed a court date with another judge, I return it to the division judge who issued the warrant for them to modify it if they choose to. Ms. Falk, did Mr. Williams miss I take it that he missed a court date somewhere?
Yes, Your Honor, if you'll just give me a moment. The defendant, let's see, this is a 23 CR case, and the defendant's missed court date was on May 24th, 2024, they entered a bench warrant bond forfeiture judgment. But let me just double check because I'm not seeing. Oh, I'm not seeing the exact date he missed. I am seeing that a bench warrant bond forfeiture judgment was entered against him. Let me look at the bench warrant itself and see if that can help give me a little bit more information. And so currently he has a $6,000 surety bond for failure to appear. He actually has 2 FTAs, Your Honor, one out of felony division and one out of misdemeanor division. The felony division, he does not have a bond. The misdemeanor division, he was alleged to have not appeared on January 4th of 2024. And the order was signed January 12th, 2024 by Judge Dixon.
Thank you. Ms. Challenger?
Your Honor, so with my client, unfortunately, I've lost contact with him. We did attempt to reach him as far as by way of his family. I actually thought I was off this case, Your Honor, because I actually closed out. I have been appointed to this case, and so I actually closed out on this case back in January. And so I literally just got notice on yesterday, I think it was Saturday, from Mr. Jordan that he was appearing on this calendar. So this is my first time actually having any type of contact with Mr. Williams. But I would ask, does he have, and I'm sorry, did you say he has a bond for this particular case?
He does, the $6,000 surety bond. He has no bond on his felony case. And we do have a recommendation if you would like to communicate that to your client.
That's fine.
Okay. I will put that in the chat just so that you can take a look at it and let me know your thoughts.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Ms. Falk. It might just be easier for you just to announce it verbally.
Sure.
Can we do
I can do
that?
that.
Let me just go ahead and address Mr. Williams. Good morning, Mr. Williams. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar. You've been charged in case 23 CR 006280C with criminal trespass. And if you'll just put the state's offer on the record for me, Ms. Falk.
Yes, Your Honor. The offer is 12 months served, 42 days, credit for time served 21 days. That's from October 17th to October 19th of 2023 and July 8th of 2024 until today. Balance suspended. No further contact with Jonathan Perry. Stay away from 1890 Myrtle Drive, Southwest, Unit 414 in Atlanta, Georgia. We did have an opportunity to speak with Jonathan Perry, who is the victim in this case. He stated he will be on Zoom today, so we would like to sound for him, and he agrees with the plea offer.
Okay. And would you like to speak with your client, Ms. Challenger, regarding that offer? I'm happy to have you call the jail to talk to him if you like.
Yes, that would be great, Your Honor. What number can I call? And I can call and speak to him.
It's gonna be 404-612-2060.
612-2.
No, I have an attorney on that phone. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
He's on. Challenger, you can call the 2060, the number I just gave you.
Okay, so that's all right. So that's 612-2060.
That is correct.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor. Yes, you can stand by. I'll call right now.
Yes, of course. Okay. Thank you.
Next, Your Honor, we can go to position 3, 4, and 5, and that's gonna be Mr. Abdul Brinson. Oh, you got those?
It doesn't negotiate.
Good morning, Mr. Haddad. Are you representing Mr. Brinson?
No, Mr. Barker.
Mr. Bartel.
Good morning,
Okay, good morning,
how are
Mr.
you?
Bartel. I'm doing well. Hope you're as well.
Yeah, we are.
Good morning.
Mr. Benson, how are you?
All right. Good morning, Judge.
Good morning. Good morning, sir. It's my understanding that these are going to be negotiated pleas and a null process. Is that right?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Okay. Good morning, Mr. Brinson. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video to help prevent the spread of the virus. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Correct, yes, sir.
Okay, can you raise your right hand for me, please?
Right. Yes,
Do you
sir.
swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
All right, you can place your hand down. Thank you, sir. Good morning, Ms. Essiano.
Good morning, Your Honor. The state's recommendation for position 3, which is 24 CR 211C, is 12 months probation concurrent with 24 CR 4555C, that's position 4. Stay away from the Quick Trip at 630 10th Street. The recommendation for position 4 is count 1, 12 months probation concurrent with count 2. Count 2, 12 months probation, serve 34 days. Credit for time served 17 days. That's from July 9th of this year to today. Balance probated. A stay away from that same Quick Trip at 630 10th Street. Anti-theft course and 40 hours of community service. And count 3 would be 12 months probation concurrent with count 2. And position 5 will be NAWPROST. At this time, I'd ask the defense to stipulate to venue, factual basis, and ID for purposes of the plea.
We will so stipulate.
Anything further, Mr. Bartel?
No, Your Honor, that is the plea negotiation. We would just ask the court to accept the negotiated plea. It doesn't appear that there's anything else holding Mr. Brinson in. I've spoken with him and we've filled out the plea paperwork. I've signed it with his permission, and he does understand that he can't go back to that location.
Okay. Mr. Brinson, it's my understanding that in case 24 CR 0000211C, you wish to plead guilty to criminal trespass, and in case 24 CR 0045555C, you wish to plead guilty to giving false name, an address or birth date to law enforcement, theft by shoplifting, and criminal trespass. Is that correct?
Correct.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No, sir.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on these charges, and that by pleading guilty to them, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, sir.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
I'll accept the plea as negotiated, Mr. Brinson. When you complete the anti-theft course and the 40 hours of community service, I'll have the probation go non-reporting. So the sooner you do those, the sooner you won't be on reporting probation, and the sooner you won't have to pay those fees, okay?
Yes, sir.
And, Your Honor, if the court could consider waiving the first 2 months of fees, we would ask for that. He is on disability. He is getting medical care for that and appears to be stable. But because of that, we would ask for a waiver of the first couple of months fees.
Okay. Given his situation, I don't normally do it, Mr. Brinson, but I'm going to give you 2 months to get on your feet. So I'll waive 2 months of the probation fees to help you get on your feet, get a job, and be able to get these classes, community service done, okay?
When can I start my community service classes?
As soon as you get out and report to probation, and you can get them started.
Will that be tomorrow?
As soon as if you don't have anything holding you, the jail will process you out as soon as they can.
Okay, so I'll be leaving today.
Okay?
Thank you.
Can I get the credit for time served on position number 3?
Yes, it
Yeah.
is.
It looks like it's, yeah, he was booked July 9th. So that's 17 days by my count. And my record is that for case number 3, he actually served 3 days when that one first came up, from January 8th to January 10th. So really on position 3, he served 20 days and 17 days on position 4 is what I have.
Okay, I have 3. Is 3 balance suspended at what service and credit for the time served? That's what I need on 3.
Position 3 is 12 months probation concurrent with position 4. It's not a suspended balance.
But you're giving him some credit for some time served on position number 3?
Whatever time he's been in custody, Judge, this time that the PD's office has is what I have as well. So I believe it's
Okay.
20 days.
So 12 months to serve 20 days, credit for time served 20 days, balance probated.
And that's on number 3.
Yes.
Okay.
Right.
All right, got that, Miss Grace?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you.
And Your Honor,
Alright.
to whom am I sending orders to today? Is it Miss Grace or Miss Strong?
All paperwork is to come to Miss Grace, please.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right, good luck to you, Mr. Brenson.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Ms. Challenger, do you have an announcement for the court?
I do,
No.
Your Honor. My client's ready to proceed forward with that plea. When the
Okay,
court's ready.
Can we go back to Ms. Challenger's client, please?
She's in front of you, Your Honor.
Okay, very good. And let's see, if Jonathan Perry's on the line and wishes to address the court, now is your opportunity to do so. Ms. Falk, anything further?
Nothing except we would ask the defense to stipulate to venue, factual basis, and identification for the purposes of this plea.
Yes, I do.
Okay, anything further, Ms. Challenger?
No, Your Honor, we just ask that you accept this negotiated plea.
Okay, very good. Mr. Williams, if you could raise your right hand for me. Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. It's my understanding, Mr. Williams, that in case 23 CR 006280C, you wish to plead guilty to criminal trespass, is that correct?
Yes.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with her representation?
Yes.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, sir.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
I'll accept the plea as negotiated, Mr. Williams. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Anything further this morning, Ms. Challenger?
No, Your Honor, may I be excused, please?
Yes, have a good rest of your day. Good to see you as always.
All right, you too. Likewise. Thank you so much, Judge.
Welcome.
Your Honor, state has entered a null pros on position 51 on Roland Williams.
Thank you.
Next, Your Honor, this is gonna be position 35 and 36, Mr. Anthony Little.
And what are we doing with Mr. Little this morning?
Your Honor, that's gonna be a negotiated plea, Judge. That was one of the folks that I need to speak to. I got a chance to speak to this morning, Judge.
Okay, very good. Good morning, Mr. Little. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Can you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. You can place your hand down. Ms. Falk?
Yes, Your Honor. On position 35, state's recommendation is 12 months served, 4 days, credit for time served 2 days from October 6th to October 7th of 2023. Balance probated in anti-theft course, 40 hours of community service, stay away from 2402 Herring Road Southwest in Atlanta and 1975 Rambling Lane, Atlanta. That's the Brookside. Further contact with Leet, and on count time served 4 days, credit 6. The state is in to sound for Lascelles Pete. We do ask the defense to stipulate to venue, factual basis, and identification for the purposes of this plea.
Just so you know, Ms. Falk, your internet's going in and out on us. So although I understand what you're saying, we're getting your pieces, but I'll let you know if I don't understand.
Yes.
I'm sure Mr. Haddad will also.
Okay, and And like I said, we are entering an all pros on 36 and would like to sound for Lascelles Pete.
Is Mr. Lascelles Pete is on the line and wishes to address the court. Now is your opportunity to do so. Mr. Haddad?
Thank you, Judge. We do stipulate as far as venue, identity, and factual basis, Judge. I communicated the recommendation from the state to my client. He wishes to resolve the case. I would ask the court to follow the negotiated plea, Judge.
Lou, it's my understanding that in case 23 CR 005981H, you wish to plead guilty to theft by receiving stolen property and possession or use of drug-related objects. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No, sir.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on these charges and that by pleading guilty to them, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, sir.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
Okay, I'll accept the plea as negotiated, Mr. Little. Let's see, when you complete the terms of the probation, I'll have it go to a non-reporting status. So the sooner you get it done, the sooner you won't be on reporting probation, okay?
Thank you so much. Have a blessed day.
You do the same, sir.
Thank you, Judge.
Next, Your Honor, we're going to go to position 28 and 29, Mr. Hollingsworth.
Okay, these are also negotiated pleas.
That is correct, Judge.
Good morning, Mr. Hollingsworth. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. You can place your hand down. Yes, Ms. Ball.
Yes, Your Honor. On position 28, the recommendation is time served 58 days, served 29 days. On position 29, we are null processing that, and the time served is from February 7th to February 17th of 2024, July 8th, 2024 to today. We do ask the defense to stipulate to venue, factual basis, and identification for the purposes of the plea.
We do stipulate, Judge, and we just ask the court to follow the state's recommendation.
Mr. Hollingsworth, it's my understanding that in case 24 CR 000667D, you wish to plead guilty to child or youth restraint not used properly. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No, sir.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, sir.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
I'll accept the plea as negotiated. Good luck to you, Mr. Hollingsworth.
Okay, that's it. Good luck to you, sir.
So,
You'll be released later tonight.
next, Your Honor, we're going to go to position number 1, Mr. Alfred Banks.
And this is a non-negotiated plea, Mr. Bortels.
That is correct, Your Honor.
Good morning, Mr. Banks. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes.
Thank you. Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay, thank you, sir. You can place your hand down. Good morning, Ms. Jackson. Can I have Mr. Banks's history, please?
Morning. He has 21 cycles. The last arrest was November the 10th, 2022 in Fulton County for 2 counts of battery, family violence, and criminal trespassing and theft by taking. There was no disposition for that arrest. He does have prior misdemeanor convictions and sentences. So one in 2019 for criminal trespassing, one in 2018 for disorderly conduct, and he received a nolo contendere sentence in 2015 for theft by shoplifting, and there was a conviction in 2015 for theft by taking. Nothing in addition, Your Honor.
Thank you. Ms. Desiano?
Your Honor, the incident date for this case is July 10th of this year. This incident occurred at the Chevron on Metropolitan Parkway, 1217 Metropolitan Parkway. The victim in this case works at the gas station. He advised that the defendant came into the gas station to buy some items, and he approached the cash register with a Sprite. He didn't have enough money to pay for the Sprite. The victim told him that he needed to pay for the item if he wanted to have the Sprite, and he got upset and threw the Sprite at the clerk's mouth. The officers also had video footage of this incident. The state's recommendation in this case is 12 months probation, served 90 days, credit for time served 16 days. That's from July 10th to today. No balance probated, no further contact with the victim, MD Manon, a stay away from the Chevron, 12 weeks anger management, and 40 hours of community service, and no firearms. The state's recommendation is based on his history, Your Honor. This is a concerning incident because this is the first of many battery cases where it is escalated to someone that's not interrelated to this individual. Pretrial did mention he does have priors. There are no dispositions listed on his GCIC. However, these are cases that were pending in state court. And I would like to briefly go into some of that history. He does have 2 prior battery convictions from 2023. Both cases, Judge, involve an ex-girlfriend of sorts. There is a confrontation, an instruction from the victims in those cases to either leave me alone or I don't want you here, or telling him no, and then a reaction of violence based on that. So in 22 CR 007778, it's a battery conviction. There is a dispute between an ex-girlfriend's son and this defendant. He was defending his mother and he rammed him against the wall, causing scratches all over him. The second battery conviction from 2023 is 2022 CR 007780. It's the same victim from the battery conviction from 2019 that I will discuss momentarily. He barged into his ex-girlfriend's house uninvited, grabbed her to keep her from leaving, blocked her path. She had to fight and claw her way away from him. She sustained several scratches all over her. There's a prior battery conviction from 2019 where it's a different victim, another ex-girlfriend. He wouldn't leave. She didn't want to speak with him. He forced his way into her house, tussled. She had cuts all over her. Your Honor, and also I understand this is not a conviction at this point, but he does have an open case that the state has requested a transfer to the DA's office for position 2, where again, it's an ex-girlfriend. He broke into her home, allegedly, causing glass to break all over the floor. And she asked him to leave, and he was essentially begging to get back together with her. And he pulled her by the legs off of her bed and dragged her across that broken glass. So I expect the defense's argument in this case is that a 90 days to serve in a case where he threw a Sprite at a gas station clerk is unreasonable. However, I would argue that given that this is now the 4th battery case in the last several years, not including the position 2, which again, we are requesting to be a transfer. So 5 battery cases in the last 5 years. This defendant's criminal history began in 2011. It's concerning because it was initially several theft cases, disorderly conduct, things of that nature. It has escalated. In 2017, he was convicted of cruelty to children in the 1st degree. And from there, the violence is escalating. Of course, the state's concern is that this will continue. And of course, with continuing infractions, the jail time increases. And so the state would ask that the court certainly consider his prior criminal history when determining a fair sentence. I believe the 90-day to serve is very generous considering this defendant's criminal history.
Do you have for me, Ms. Desiano, the sentences on those other battery charges? What?
One moment, Your Honor, I will pull them up.
So while you get that, also, is he being held in on number 2? Is he going to be able to get out, Mr. Bortels, even if he gets a a time served plea in this case?
There's a possibility of that, Your Honor, but I can't say for sure.
Your Honor, he currently has a $2,500 surety bond on position 2. He obviously hasn't made that bond, so if he makes that bond, then he could.
And Your
While
Honor,
Ms. Desiano is getting that information for me, go ahead, Mr. Bartel.
yes, Your Honor, I have met with Mr. Banks and spoken with him about this case. He does indicate there are certain aspects of the police report and the allegation that he doesn't agree with, but he does want to resolve the case today. Due to the notice or short notice we get for this calendar, I don't have the luxury of being able to examine his entire background. But he does indicate that he doesn't believe some of those charges are actually his. I don't know that we can get into that today, but regarding the offer, we are in agreement with all aspects of that except the amount of time served. He's no further contact, stay away. The anger management, the weapons clause, the community service, we have no disagreement with that. We would just ask the court to consider 32 days. He is from the Atlanta area. He was born and raised here. He has family, extended family in the area, and he is employed. He works at Fins and Feathers, I believe that's a restaurant. So we would ask the court to consider that, but understand that this is not negotiated, and we understand that's up to the court.
Your Honor, he served 106 days from the battery from 22 CR 07778, and he served 8 days from his first battery conviction in 2019. And he served 106 days in the other battery case for the 2023 conviction.
Was that a sentence or he just couldn't make bond?
It is, let's see.
I'm in court and it's gonna be a rough day today.
You're off mute,
So the
Ms.
sentence
Grace.
says 12 months probation, credit for time served, 106 days, concurrent with 22 CR 0078E.
Okay, Mr. Bartels, and I don't know, and I know that you all get these quickly. Given that he's getting, or that position 2 is being transferred, has been accepted, Ms. Desiano? Position
I'll
2?
defer to Ms. Falk. I believe she requested the transfer.
We did make the transfer, Your Honor. Currently, most of the attorneys are at summer conference. We are waiting for a response on that one. But given the fact that the previous family violence battery was out of Fulton County, and this is the second one, I don't see any reason why it will not be transferred.
Okay, thank you. And it's up to you, Mr. Bartels. Given what I've been told, I would accept the state's recommendation. Also, if he pleads today, he'll have another, given that it's a simple battery on his record that happened after the allegations allegedly for September of 2023 that's being transferred, that might affect that case for him going forward. But it's up to
I will
you.
speak to him, Your Honor, and let him know that.
Okay.
I have spoken with him, Your Honor, and advised him of possible consequences of the plea and the fact that the court appears inclined to go with the state's recommendation. He indicated that he wants to go forward with the plea.
Okay. Anything further from anyone before I take the plea?
No,
Your Honor, I would just ask the defense to stipulate to venue, factual basis, and ID for purposes of the plea, and if we could sound for MD Mannon, I don't expect that he's on the Zoom.
MD Manning is on the line and wishes to address the court. Now is your opportunity.
We do so stipulate for plea purposes.
Mr. Banks, it's my understanding that in case 24 CR 004622Y, you wish to plead guilty to simple battery. Is that correct?
Yes.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No.
I'll accept your guilty plea, Mr. Banks. The court sentence will be 12 months to serve 90 days, credit for time served 16 days. Balance probated, no further contact with MD Marin. Stay away from the Chevron on Metropolitan Parkway. 12 weeks of anger management, 40 hours of community service, and no firearms. Good luck to you, Mr. Banks.
Thank you, Judge. Thank you, Judge.
Your Honor, you can go to Union City.
Okay. Who do we have at Union City?
Your Honor, we have position number 7. K2, Quentin K2, that's gonna be a plea of not guilty, Judge. And we waive arraignment.
Okay, good morning, Mr. K2. Let's see, your case is gonna be returned to the division judge. You'll get notification of your next hearing date, sir.
Okay, sir.
All right, have a good day.
You too.
The next case I have, Judge, is position number 41 and 42, Markel Robbins. Same announcement, Judge. We waive arraignment and are plea of not guilty.
Okay, is he there at
He is, Judge. I spoke to him a little while ago, Judge. Did they
okay.
disconnect?
I don't see them still there. I'll if they come back on, Mr. Dodd, I'll make the announcement.
All right, regardless, Judge, that's it as far as South Annex.
Okay, thank you.
You ready for Union City, Your Honor?
Yes.
Not Union City, ACDC.
Yes.
Is this person, position 40, Ms. Pearson, have a seat here, please.
That's mine. I'll be there in a second.
That's Mr. Martell's case, Judge. He's coming.
Okay. Let's see, and Ms. Pearson, this is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. You have been charged in case 24 CR 004843B with 2 counts of theft by shoplifting. What are we doing with Ms. Pearson this morning? Mr. Martell?
Well, Your Honor, I've looked into this case. I've met with Ms. Pearson and talked with her. It appears that she did not have a first appearance here in Fulton County. It looks like it's a bond over case, Your Honor. She tells me that she didn't go before a judge in East Point. It originally went to East Point or Union City. Because she was in the East Point jail. She went to the municipal court there. It appears that a bond was set. So somebody did look at the case, but she said she didn't go before a judge, and then it was sent over here. And I, again, don't have the benefit of a background check, but I'm advised that she doesn't have a criminal history. And given the allegations, which she does deny, but given the allegations, if she doesn't have a significant history, I would feel comfortable asking the court for a signature bond in this case. If she doesn't have a history, I would certainly do what I could avoid to avoid her getting a conviction. So I'm advised that she has family in the area. She's lived in the metro Atlanta area for 17 years. Her mother and sister and brother all live here. I'm also advised she works full-time at the Marisette warehouse in Fairburn, Georgia. So given all that, we would ask the court to consider a signature bond or a UJR, and then we can deal with the case when she gets out. It doesn't appear there's any other holds.
Jackson, is there a history?
Your Honor, I'm sorry. I was just pulling that one up. The last arrest was February, I'm sorry, she has a total of 5 cycles. The last arrest was in Clayton County for theft by shoplifting, a misdemeanor, and cruelty to children in the 2nd degree. And there was no disposition for that arrest. I just wanted to, she has 3 cycles. 3 of those cycles are out of Illinois, and I just want to see, was there any convictions?
There are.
Okay, she appeared to have a misdemeanor conviction out of Illinois for retail theft, and that was in 2009. And just scroll up and see if there's anything else. There are no other convictions listed in the GCIC.
Okay. Thank you.
And Your Honor, I just want to point out that her 3 arrests in Illinois, there is a January 2009 arrest for theft, $300 or less, first charge. Cycle 2 is a retail theft. That was then direct filed with the court. She was found guilty October 21st of 2009 and sentenced to 22 days. And then the 3rd cycle Illinois is a 2009, let's see, a bond forfeiture warrant for, I guess it was a FTA on that one. And so the defendant has a multi-state history as well as an FTA out of a previous FTA out of Illinois, has a theft by shoplifting here in February of 2024 in Clayton County, and now another theft by shoplifting literally 5 months after the first one, and previous history for theft. So her entire history is essentially theft cases. And this is currently set at a $1,500 surety bond, which we believe is reasonable given the circumstances. We ask that the bond remain as set.
Is that $750 on each charge?
They actually just issued a $1,500 total surety bond. I will point out that her case in Clayton County is pending under 2024 CR 06080. And that was for theft by shoplifting. It looks like child restraint, so it wasn't cruelty to children, and an open container charge.
Okay. Given what I've heard, Mr. Bartels, I am going to send you through pretrial. For each charge, it'll be a $2,000 signature bond through pretrial level 2. Stay away from the Walmart on Jonesboro Road. No drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond. So that'll be a total of a $4,000 signature bond through pretrial level 2. Okay.
And I'll get that order over today, Your Honor.
Right. Very good. Good luck to you, Ms. Pearson.
Thank you, Judge.
Next, Your Honor, this is position number 30. Mr. Travis Houston.
Hey, good morning, Mr. White. What are we doing with Mr. Houston this morning?
Morning, Judge. Ms. Houston, actually going to be a negotiated plea. We were able to speak with her this morning.
Good morning, Mr. Houston. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Sir.
Thank you. Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Sir.
All right, you can place your hand down. Thank you, Mr. Houston. Ms. Falk?
Yes, Your Honor. State's recommendation on count 1, cruelty to animals, is 12 months probated, a $500 fine, or 50 hours community service. Complete the Bark Animal Cruelty online course. Defendant may own no animals or have any animals in his household for 1 year. Count 2 is going to be 12 months probated to run consecutive. That will be on non-reporting status. And again, with the condition that he may own no animals or have any animals in his household. And count 3 is 12 months probated consecutive with again, the condition that he may own no animals or have any animals in his household for 1 year. So it is a total of 36 months, only 12 months of which he would be on probation. The remainder of the time he would be on non-reporting status, but with the condition that he own no animals. And we do ask the defense to stipulate to venue, factual basis, and identification for the purposes of this plea.
So stipulated.
Further, Mr. White?
No, Judge, we just ask you to accept the plea as negotiated. We would ask, for a couple of months of, waiver of probation fees so that he can get on his feet and, get started on this.
Does
And
he
Your
wanna-
Honor, sorry, the state
No,
would
go
also
ahead.
like some clarification as to whether he would opt for community service or the fine.
I mean, can he not let probation know when he gets second? Community service, Judge.
Okay, so 50 hours of community service. I'm not so inclined to waive any probation fees on this matter. So anything further before I take the plea?
Your Honor, I just wanted to let the court know that the defendant is currently on hold on other charges in Superior Court.
He's going to court next week on those and he expects them to be resolved at that point, Judge.
Okay, very good. Mr. Houston, it's my understanding that in case 24 CR 002610A, you wish to plead guilty to cruelty to animals, inadequate shelter, and nuisance. Is that correct?
So,
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
so,
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
so,
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on these charges, and that by pleading guilty to them, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
so.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
I'll accept the plea as negotiated, Mr. Houston. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Excuse me, Judge, I need the credit for time served in the service they're not calling. I need to put that for my record.
How much time has he served?
Your Honor, on this charge, he served no time. That's why the state did not indicate a time served. This came to us from environmental court. It was bound over. The defendant was given citations at that time. So there is no credit for time served on this because he hasn't served any time in the jail on these charges.
Okay, so it'll just be probated, I guess, Ms. Grace. Who do we have next?
Position 44 and 45, Ms. Sullivan.
Judge, that's Mr. Bartels, and I find him.
Okay,
And with ACDC, who's the person behind? Who else is left?
Natasha Wright, she's on, what?
Oh, Natasha Wright.
Yes, and she's on the probation calendar.
Your Honor, just so the court is aware, Ms. Wright was a late add-on yesterday. The probation's recommendation is time served. Presumably, if the court follows the recommendation, I don't really need to talk to her. But if there's going to be an issue, Judge, I need a breakout room.
okay. Let me hear from Officer Allen. Good morning, Ms. Wright. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the probation revocation calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Yes, Officer Allen, good morning.
Yes, good morning. Yes, Your Honor, it was actually a mix-up at the jail, the way she was booked in at the Fulton County Jail. So she's been in custody since July the 1st. Your Honor, it's only 172 days remaining on her case. She was required to complete the domestic violence counseling as well as stay away from the victim in the case. And at this time, because she's been in custody since the 1st, and I think if I'm not mistaken, she does have some holds, we asked for her case to be time served.
Okay. Unless there's an objection, Mr. Dodd will be time served.
Thank you, Judge.
All right. Good luck to you, Ms. Wright.
Thank you.
Next, Your Honor, is going to be position number 32, Mr. Derek Johns.
Hey, talk.
So. Mr. White, you'd like me to arraign Mr. Johns?
Yes, Judge, we'll just, I'm sorry, Derek Johns? Yes. That's
Yeah,
that's a plea, Judge.
32, okay. And this is Mr. Johns here?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. Good morning, Mr. Johns. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video? We're doing this by video. Is that okay with you, Mr. Johns?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Can you raise your right hand for me, please, sir? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir, I do.
Okay, you can place your hand down. Thank you. Yes, Mr. Morrow.
Yes, Your Honor. The state's recommendation on the battery charge, count 1 is 12 months, served 60 days, credit for time served 16 days from July 10th of 2024 to today. Balance probated, stay away from 933 Hill Street Southeast in Atlanta. No further contact with Gregory Johns, MHET, and 12 weeks of anger management. Count 2 is 12 months concurrent with count 1. We did have an opportunity to speak with Mr. Gregory Johns, the victim in this case. He stated he will not be on Zoom today, but we'd like to sound for him out of an abundance of caution. He does agree with the plea offer and stated he wants the defendant to get the help he needs. The state would ask the defense to stipulate to venue, factual basis, and identification for the purposes of the plea. That's all for the state.
See, if Mr. Gregory Johns is on the line and wishes to address the court, now is your opportunity. Mr. White?
Judge, we'll stipulate, as to the plea, and we're just asking that you accept the plea as negotiated. This is a dispute between a brother. The alleged victim is Mr. John's brother. There's a financial situation, house. Anyway, we're just asking you to accept the plea as negotiated. He has no problem with no further contact, but his brother is basically trying to close him out of inheritance of their parents' house. But he does wish to put this behind him, and we just ask to accept the plea as negotiated.
Mr. Johns, it's my understanding that in case 24 CR 004621H, you wish to plead guilty to battery and criminal trespass. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, Your Honor, it is.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol at the present time?
No, Your Honor, I'm not.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, I am.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on these charges, and that by pleading guilty to them, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, Your Honor, I understand.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No.
Ms. Tyson, good morning. May I get the criminal history, please?
Is this for Derek Johns, Your
Position-
Honor?
Yes.
Okay, one moment, Your Honor.
Mr. White, does he have a place to reside?
Judge, we were just about to approach that. He's asked me if he can be held by Pat. So I'm not certain that he does at this point.
Okay.
I saw that Mr. Hogan was online. I'm not sure. He does have another 2 weeks here, so that would I would think that'd give Pat enough time to work with him.
Your Honor, it looks like he has 26 arrest cycles beginning in 1983. His last arrest was June 14th of 2023 in Bibb County, and that was for a parole violation. He does have a his most recent felony conviction is out of Fulton County for burglary in the first degree. disposition date on that case is June of 2019. He received 5 years confinement on that case. He has a misdemeanor conviction out of Fulton County for criminal trespass, and that's from 2010. So most of his history is outside of the 10-year period, Your Honor.
And does he qualify for PAD?
Judge, are you inviting my comment on that?
Yes, good morning, Mr. Hogan.
Good morning, sir, and to the lawyers today. I apologize. I'm triple tasking and was making notes in another case because this gentleman was not on my radar. However, given Counselor's announcement that he's there 2 weeks, I'm actually headed to Fulton County Jail when I'm finished today. I'll certainly interview him. It is my responsibility, along with certain PAD folks, to interview people. I can add it on just informally. I think the court lawyers know that at this point in time, PAD accepts participants only where there is a diversion of the charge. That is to say, if there's a plea of guilty to something, we're not accepting those cases, at least where there's any kind of probation or something, because our philosophy and our sort of reason for being is to divert individuals outside criminal consequences to the kind of support that we provide. So I will certainly interview the gentleman if that is the court's pleasure, and get back to Mr. Smith and make sure that our legal NAB person contacts the public defender. And then from there, the public defender could reach you back. But we'll certainly make the effort to interview him on Mr. Smith's recommendation. I'm sorry, I wasn't listening, and I
No,
can't.
you're fine. No, you're fine, Mr. Hogan. I appreciate it.
Can't say if he does or does not meet our criteria, but we'd like to help if we can.
Okay, it sounds like he's not going to meet the criteria, Mr. White, so if we could have a social worker visit him so that we can assist him with housing, so that he doesn't fall through the cracks and he can't.
I was just explaining that to him, Judge.
Okay. All right, I'll accept the plea as negotiated. It will go non-reporting upon completion. I would like for him to have a social worker visit to assist with housing. And if nothing further, good luck to you, Mr. Johns.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Next is position 44 and 45, Ms. Sullivan. Sorry. Sorry.
Mr. Bartels, what are we doing with Ms. Sullivan this morning?
That is going to be a non-negotiated plea, Your Honor. We're in agreement with all parts of the prosecution's recommendation except the number of days.
Okay. Good morning, Ms. Sullivan. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video? And
Go ahead, answer.
Yes,
thank you. Can you raise your right hand for me, please?
yes,
Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
yes, I do.
Okay, you can place your hand down. Thank you. Let's see. May I get Ms. Tyson, may I get the history from Ms. Sullivan?
Yes, one moment, Your Honor. Give me 1 second. Come back to me.
And Your Honor, just to let the court know, I believe Ms. Sullivan certainly understands what's going on here, but she's a little bit hard of hearing. So I kind of had to raise my voice to make
Okay,
myself heard.
thank you, Mr. Bartels. I'll make sure that she understands me. And if you'll take that into note, Ms. Falk, as well, you can proceed.
Yes, Your Honor. The state's recommendation on this case is 12 months, serve 60 days. Credit for time served 17 days. That's from January 6th to January 7th of 2024 and July 10th, 2024 to today. Balance probated, stay away from Benihana at 2143 Peachtree Road. No further contact with Robert Smith. Count 2 and count 3 are concurrent with count 1. We are asking for the additional stipulation of conditions of anti-theft course and 40 hours of community service. We did have an opportunity to speak with Mr. Robert Smith in this case. He did state that he agrees with the plea recommendation, but he added that the defendant does need more jail time, according to his opinion. The state's recommendation is based on the fact that this defendant entered the Buffalo Wild Wings there was a theft from Buffalo Wild Wings on November 11th.
The Benihana.
Oh, well, I'm just double checking. Hold on. Well, there were a couple of different locations, but there is a different theft. I apologize. There's another theft report here. Okay. The defendant entered Benihana on January 7th, 2024. Robert Smith stated he was the security officer at the location. The defendant was having lunch at the location, ordered $105 worth of food. Mr. Smith stated that Ms. Sullivan was trying to pay with a credit card. It declined when they tried to charge the card. He told her of the payment decline. She began to destroy plates, glassware, and dishes when she became irritated, and that she pushed and spit on him on the chest area when he detained her for the safety of other patrons. Approximately, the Gage Pridgeon stated that the broken glasses and plates were, that there were broken glasses and plates along with the $105 of food that Ms. Sullivan did not pay for. The manager, India Reese, was also pushed during this incident, but she did not wish to press charges. This defendant has actually a history of theft. The defendant has 22 cycles in total. She also has arrests out of New Jersey, and I believe that's it. The New Jersey case was back in the 90s, so we are not really arguing that case. Rather, we're arguing her history here in Georgia. In Georgia, she is a convicted felon. She does have probation violations going to 2009. She has a theft of services case that was amended to a non-fingerprintable charge in 2010 that she pled nolo to. Probation violations in 2016. A theft of services where she was pled guilty in February 28th of 2024. In that case, she was given 12 months with 13 days to serve and was told to not return to the incident location in that case. She also has a March 2022 arrest for theft by shoplifting, financial transaction card theft. It was not presented to grand jury. A 2022 theft by shoplifting arrest out of Dunwoody Police Department, which has no disposition. A failure to appear in 2022. A theft by shoplifting, which she was convicted of in DeKalb County and sentenced to 1-year confinement. That was November 15th of 2022. She also has open theft by services cases from May 12th of 2023 out of Fulton County, and a FTA on June 15th of 2023, as well as this arrest for theft of services and a January 11th, 2024 conviction. She was convicted on February 6th of 2024 for theft of services and given 27 days confinement on that case. That was here in Fulton County. And that case number is 24 CR 000330C. The defendant also has a theft by shoplifting where she received 12 months served 27 days. That is also out of Fulton County State Court. It was theft by shoplifting and theft by taking. That's under 24 CR 329C and 326C. So there are a number, as you've heard, a number of cases this year alone for theft and theft by shoplifting, which is the reason for the state's recommendation at this time, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes. Go ahead, Mr. Bartels.
Thank you, Your Honor. I have met and talked with Ms. Sullivan. I saw her at ACBC yesterday. As I indicated, we are in agreement with the other provisions of the plea offer, the stay away, no further contact, the theft class, 40 hours of community service. She has lived, I'm told, in the Atlanta area for 24 years. She originally is from New Jersey, as Ms. Falk had indicated. She does have a diagnosis, Judge, but I'm told that she is getting regular services for that. I do believe she understands everything that's happening here. Again, just a little bit hard of hearing. She's been in jail for 17 days, so we would ask for a sentence of 34 days to serve with all the other conditions. That does sound like it's longer than any other sentence that she's had, but we know that that is up to the court.
Okay, so she is getting service at the present time?
That's
Mr.
what I'm
Bartels?
talking about.
All right. Well, as I was listening, it concerned me. There seems to be something more going on here than a theft class can assist with. I want to make sure. So I'm just saying that not only am I going to accept the state's recommendation, but I'm also going to put the stipulation that she's to have a mental health evaluation and any treatment that's necessary. I think this is, given what I've heard, and I want to make sure that she's getting that. So you might want to communicate that to her. I can't go backwards as far as she's got apparently a number of these thefts where she served more time than they're asking for in this case. I don't feel comfortable going backwards in that respect, and I'm going to add the MHET. So do you need to speak with her about that, Mr. Bartels?
I believe so, Your Honor. Is there a way we can do, I guess, a breakout room or a number I could call?
Yes, good morning, 404-865-8122.
Tell them I'm already getting home.
All right, I'll step out and.
Okay.
Okay, and Your Honor, for position 22, she refused. Come over here to talk to him.
Okay, that's Mr. Bartels, before he goes, there was a request for a CST evaluation. So,
I'm sorry, Your Honor, 22, yes, I believe that would be indicated.
okay, so we need to reset 22 until when?
I would ask for a reset to the 11 a.m. calendar next Thursday.
Okay, so next Thursday.
11 a.m.
Okay, August 1st.
Yes, sir.
Okay, the competency calendar for position 22.
Do we need to come bring Ms. Sullivan back once she finished talking to Attorney Bartell?
Yes, please.
Okay.
And let's see who.
Can we go to the probation calendar real quick and do Mr. Christopher Falls? And he's in position number 3 on probation.
And who's representing Mr. Falls?
I am, Judge.
Okay. Good morning, Mr. Falls. This is the probation revocation calendar that we're conducting by video. Let's see. Officer Allen?
Yes, Your Honor. The defendant was sentenced for the charge of suspending a revoked license. He was required to report to probation, pay probation supervision fees, complete 50 hours of community service, and pay a fine of $660. Your Honor, he's been in custody since July the 15th, 2024. He has failed to pay the fine of $448. He's failed to provide our office with the completion of the 50 hours of community service. It's 58 days remaining on his case. Your Honor, because of the time frame, probation recommends that his case be time served.
Anything further, Mr. Dodd?
No, Judge, I would ask the court to follow the probation's recommendation. And Ms. Allen, if you can email me the petition so I can go ahead and sign off on it. I don't think I have a copy of that.
Oh, my apologies. I sent them to Ms. Vigiletti, and
Yes.
I'll forward them over to you.
Yeah, she forwarded them to me, but I don't believe Mr.
Mr.
Falls
Falls.
was.
Okay. Okay, I'll take a look and I'll send it to you.
Thank you. Judge, I apologize.
No, you're fine. All right, good luck to you, Mr. Falls.
Thank you. You can go to Joe Court's iPhones, Your Honor.
Okay.
Position number 47, Mr. Walker.
Okay. Good morning, Mr. Walker. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes.
Is that a yes?
Yeah. Hello.
Okay, you're gonna have to speak up a bit for me, Mr. Walker, okay? Can you hear me?
It's true, yeah.
Okay, can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Is that a yes?
Judge, he's very soft-spoken.
Okay, I just want to make sure he understands me. He doesn't. Can you understand me, Mr. Walker?
Yeah.
Okay, you can put your hand down, sir. Okay. Ms. Falk?
Yes, Your Honor. On Mr. Walker's case, the recommendation is time served 52 days, credit for time served 26 days from June 30th of 2024 on both counts. We would ask the defense to stipulate to venue, factual basis, and identification for the purposes of the plea.
And Judge, we stipulate, ask that you accept the pleas negotiated.
Okay. Mr. Walker, it's my understanding that in case 24 CR 004861J, you wish to plead guilty to obstruction of a law enforcement officer and loitering and prowling. Is that right? Mr. Walker, did you hear my question? Did you hear my question, sir?
Yeah.
And you wish to plead guilty to obstruction and loitering and prowling?
Does this go in my favor?
Okay, Mr. White, I need for you to speak with him. I don't have a sense that he's understanding what I'm saying.
Okay. I'm just asking, like, does this go in my favor? I couldn't understand that. Hold up, Jamal. Hold on for a second.
He has some questions for you, Mr. White, but I don't.
Okay, we can, they want to call me, call them, kind of. You're gonna call here.
Okay.
Call what? 2060.
Okay, we'll be back with you, Mr. Walker.
Next we have Mr. Hambrick. He doesn't have a position, but he's on the he was on the last name Hambrick.
Okay.
I'm talking about Hambrick. He said he doesn't have a position, but he's on the full sheet.
Judge, I don't know who I don't think he's on the add-on. I'm not sure who that is. Oh, he's on the 11 a.m. calendar, Judge. The
Okay.
competency.
So we're gonna have to come back to him after with our 11 a.m. calendar.
Next judge, how you doing, Judge Morrow?
I'm doing well.
Morning.
Good morning,
Next.
Officer Francois.
We have positions number 44 and 45 just coming back to her.
Okay.
Ms. Sullivan.
Oh, that's all back.
So is Mr. Bartels back with us?
He is, Judge.
Yes, he should be.
Okay, and how do you wish to proceed, Mr. Bartels?
Yes, Your Honor. I've spoken with Ms. Sullivan about the court's inclination to adopt the state's recommendation and the additional requirement of MHET. She indicates that she does have documentation of that she can provide. So I told her that that would be part of the sentence. And she indicated she wanted to go ahead and accept the court's sentence.
Okay. Ms. Sullivan, it's my understanding that in case 24 CR 0000128C, you wish to plead guilty to simple battery, criminal trespass, and damage to property, and theft of service. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No, Your Honor.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, I am.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on these charges, and that by pleading guilty to them, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, sir.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No, Your Honor.
I'll accept the plea, Ms. Sullivan. The court sentence will be 12 months to serve 60 days, credit for time served 17 days, balance probated, stay away from the Benihana on Peachtree Road, no further contact with Robert Smith and MHET. For count 2, it will be 12 months probation consecutive with count 1. And for count 3, it will be 12 months probation consecutive with count 1, an anti-theft course, and 40 hours of community service. Good luck to you.
So that's 36 months consecutive, Judge?
I'm sorry, it's concurrent. They're all concurrent.
Thank you. I just wanted to clarify that.
No, I apologize. And it can go non-reporting upon completion of the MHET and the anti-theft and the 40 hours of community service.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, good luck to you, man.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Judge Morrow. We're completed here at ACDC.
All right, thank you. Have a good rest of your day.
Thank you, you too.
Am I gonna be seeing you from now on, Francois?
Yes, actually, I'm over here with Ms. Milton. I'll be helping her out.
Okay, very good. Glad
Thank
you're
you.
back.
Thank you. What'd you say, Norris?
I didn't say a word.
All right, thank you, Judge Morrow.
All right, see you next time. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Bye.
We have positions 12 and 13, jump for iPhone.
Okay.
Your Honor, is this Krishan Ellis?
12 and 13, yes.
Judge, I needed to be able to speak to him in the breakout room, Judge. I'm just gonna update him on what's going on.
All right. Do we have anybody else there in courtroom?
Yes, we have,
Your Honor, I have an add-on.
she's gonna add on.
Yeah, I'm him. Okay.
Okay,
Judge,
well, how can we facilitate you talking with him, Mr. Dodd?
A phone call or Zoom, whichever is best for
Deputy Goatee.
Yes.
You're gonna have to call 404-612-2060.
Hold on, let me write that down.
Okay,
One more time.
404
Go ahead.
612
Uh-huh.
060.
You cut out on the last four.
2060.
Got you. All right.
All right. Tom, you speak to your client first, and then we'll speak to yours, and then we'll take care of Ms. Giannis. That way we can just keep flowing.
Efficient.
Okay. Your Honor, we're gonna go to add-on number 8, Ms. Melanie Giannis.
Add-on 8. Okay, and just so you all know, I received communication from Judge Law on Ms. Giannis's case. Apparently she's been before us a number of times, and we were trying to find her placement. I take it that there's been no placement that has that has been found. Is that correct?
Judge, I mean, this case was added on yesterday. I spoke to her this morning. I don't really know much about the case other than one of the bond requirements was a co-signee. Her parents are, I think her father only speaks Spanish. Don't know where he's at. I'm honestly just requesting to remove that condition. I mean, you know, she's 17. She's been in custody for, you know, since her arrest. And
Yes.
you know, I don't have any other prior involvement with this client, Judge, so I don't know the history or anything of that sort.
So, given it was Judge Law's request of me that I amend the bond order and give her an SOB through the jail.
Thank you, Judge.
So that was a request of Judge Law for me. Unless someone has an objection to that, that's what I plan on doing. Okay.
Your Honor, the state's only concern with this, and we may need a breakout on this. I just want to fill Your Honor in on kind of the history that we got from her mother, the victim, Miss Gutierrez.
No.
Okay. And that's fine for me. If you want to
And Your
go.
Honor, I turned on my camera just because I've been on the SEA calendar several times when this individual has been addressed, and I'm very aware of all the history, and the family members have spoken and all that. And give you some context into what's happened at those hearings.
Yes, it was somebody else.
So can we go into a breakout room, I guess? Thank you.
Alex Gershon Ellis.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a veterans court.
Is Mr. Haddad logging on from his laptop or something to join?
We'll go back in front of the judge in a second and see what we can do, okay?
Yeah, I just unmuted it.
Okay. I think we can just do the breakout here. There's nobody else in the courtroom. So if you want to just put it on this screen.
Oh, so you want me to add courtroom 2 to the breakout? Okay.
Maybe it's you, Charlie.
What's me? Oh.
Okay, where are we now?
We're returning to Mr. Walker, Judge.
Okay,
This is the one that you thought was having some trouble understanding. I think he understands everything. He's very soft-spoken. And,
okay. I just wanted to make sure. Thank you, Mr. White, for it.
no worries.
All right, so I believe I was at the top asking the questions of you, Mr. Walker. My first question was, it's my understanding that you wish to plead guilty to willful obstruction of a law enforcement officer and looting and prowling. Is that correct?
They're talking to, you speak up. Speak up. Yes.
Yes, you want to plead guilty to those two charges, Mr. Walker?
Speak up. Yeah, use your words. Can't hear you.
Okay, tell me your name, sir.
Terry Walker.
And how old are you? How old?
21.
Okay. And are you understanding what the questions that I'm asking you?
Yeah.
Okay. You've been represented by Mr. White here. Are you happy with his representation?
That's me.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No.
All right. And you have a number of rights, and one of your rights is that you are allowed to have a trial by jury on these charges. You don't want a trial by jury, do you? Has anybody forced you to plead guilty, Mr. Walker?
At least I don't think so.
So nobody's forced you, is that right?
He said yes, that nobody
Okay.
has.
Right, okay. I will accept the plea as negotiated, Mr. Walker. It's a time served. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you, Judge. Good luck, Ms. Walker.
Next, we have position 12 and 13, Mr. Ellis.
Your Honor, on position number 12 and 13, Krishan Ellis, that's gonna be a non-negotiated plea. The only deviation, Judge, is we're asking for time served. The state's recommendation is an extra 3 days. That's the only thing I'm asking.
Okay. Good morning, Mr. Ellis. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
I can't hear. I can't hear.
Okay. We're doing this by video. Is that okay with you?
Yes.
Okay. Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay, you can put your hand down, Mr. Ellis. Ms. Tyson, is there a history?
Judge, it appears that in Georgia, this is the case that's on the calendar. This arrest and then the arrest for the FTA is only 2 cycles on his GCIC. He has 1 cycle out of Louisiana from 2020. And it looks like that was a driving offense, general speed law. Let's see. Nothing to add. That's it, Your Honor.
Stacey?
Your Honor, this is position 12.
Yeah.
And what is non-negotiated? I'm sorry.
We're asking for time served.
Okay. How many? He should be pretty close to the.
I think according to my calculations, the state's recommendation is an extra 3 days. And I'm just trying to get him time served today.
Oh, I don't have an objection to that, Your Honor.
Okay, so 12 months to serve, 54 days, credit for time served, 27 days.
Yes.
Okay, and if you want to put the rest of the recommendation on the record.
Yes, Your Honor, 12 months probation, served 54 days, credit for time served 27 days. That's from January 26, 2024, and then June 30th, 2024 to today. Balance probated. Defendant will take an SDET or BHET, 60 hours of community service, no further contact with Gabrielle Butler and Sade Fisher. A stay away from 111 James P. Brawley Avenue Southwest. That is the Atlanta University Center Library. Count 2 will be 12 months probation consecutive to count 1. And I'd ask the defense to stipulate to venue, factual basis, and ID for purposes of the plea. And if we could please sound for Miss Butler and Miss Fisher. We have been in touch with Miss Butler. She will not be on the Zoom. She did agree with the plea offer. And Miss Fisher, we have not been in touch with her.
Either Ms. Butler or Ms. Fisher on the line and wish to address the court. Now is your opportunity. Yes, Mr. Haddad.
Your Honor, I would ask the court to follow the state's recommendation of time served. Mr. Ellis does not have any other holds, Judge. I've been in touch with his mom. She's been unable to bond him out, Judge. This is his first really conviction. He's trying to, part of the reason he's trying to get out, so he's supposed to move out in the next couple of days, Judge, from his current residence, which is why we're trying to resolve it today, Judge. As far as the failure to appear, from speaking to his mother, I think my client was under the impression after he got out of SCA, that was it, but clearly it's not. And so it was not really a purposeful missing court, Judge. But other than that, I've explained to him everything and we're able to discuss the facts yesterday and he's ready for a plea at time served, Judge, with all the other conditions. And we do stipulate as far as factual basis, identity, and venue for purposes of the plea.
And Your Honor, for the record, the state will be null processing position 13.
Mr. Ellis, it's my understanding that in case 24 CR 000502Y, you wish to plead guilty to 2 misdemeanor offenses. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No, Your Honor.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with your counsel's representation?
I'm sorry?
You've been represented by Mr. Haddad. Are you happy with his representation?
Yes.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on these charges and that by pleading guilty to them, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No.
I'll accept the plea as negotiated. Mr. Ellis, let's see, the first year you will be on reporting probation. If you complete the terms before the second year, then I'll have that second year be non-reporting. Okay, good luck to you, sir.
Thank you, Judge.
Next, we have positions number 33 and 34, Mr. Lee.
And this is, go ahead, Mr. White.
I'm sorry, I was just to say this is a not guilty plea, Judge, and I'll have you arraign him with waive formal reading.
Okay. Good morning, Mr. Lee. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, sir. Good morning, Judge.
Good morning. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I affirm.
Okay, thank you, sir. You can place your hand down. Mr. Lee, you've been charged in case 24 CR 0000659Y with disorderly conduct and willful obstruction of a law enforcement officer. Each of these charges carries with it maximum penalty of 12 months in jail and/or $1,000 fine. It's my understanding that you're waiving formal reading of the accusation, Mr. White.
That's correct, Judge.
Mr. Lee, how do you plead? Guilty or not guilty?
Plead not guilty.
Okay, we'll record your not guilty plea. Your case will be returned to the division judge and you'll get notification of your next hearing date, sir. Good luck to you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you, Judge.
Okay,
Next we have on the, add-on calendar, positions 3 and 4, Mr. Delmar.
what are we doing with Mr. Delmar today?
Paul, did you handle Delmar? Yes. That's Mr. Martell. He'll be right there, Jay.
Okay,
Mr. White in courtroom 2, could you put your email address in the chat, please?
Okay. It's a George.White at the normal.
what are we doing with Mr. Delmar today, Mr.
Well,
Bartel?
Your Honor, I have spoken with Mr. Delmar. It was originally my intent to handle these cases. But I saw that he had another pending case of trespass, and Ms. Watson Caffey was the attorney assigned to that case. And that originally was not, well, none of his cases were originally on the calendar. Number 3 was added on. I did speak with him about the number 3 case, the simple battery. He was not ready to enter a plea. And because Ms. Watson's Caffey's name was somewhere in there, and she often takes conflict cases, I didn't get into the facts of the case with him. And then this morning, we got the offers from the state in the trespass case where she is the attorney of record has been added on to the add-on calendar. So I can't touch that case because her name is on it. And I looked at that this morning, Judge. It looks like that was identified as a conflict case. So because he's not prepared to enter a plea and because it appears it would be a conflict to represent him, I would just say let's further notice both of the misdemeanors to a jail jury calendar. I think the attorneys in that courtroom can clarify whether it's a conflict and getting Ms. Watson Caffey appointed to number 3. And he does have a felony charge that's holding him down.
Okay, so we'll reset this jail jury. So Mr. Delmar, you'll get notice of your next hearing date, sir. Okay, good luck to you.
All right. All
Good luck, sir.
Mr. Hambrick and Mr. Younes, they'll be seen a little bit later. Is that correct?
If they're on the competency calendar, yes.
Yeah, Mr. Hambrick is, and who else was that?
Younes, Joseph Younes.
Who?
Eubanks?
Eubanks.
Yeah, he's not on the 11 a.m. calendar. Mr. Hambrick is.
Okay.
Is Eubanks on the add-on because he's not on?
I don't recognize the name at all.
What calendar is Mr. Eubanks on?
No, I don't even have his name. I don't have Eubanks on my.
Oh, okay. I don't think we have him on a calendar.
We don't, Judge.
Okay.
Can I get a first name from the jail?
For
Do you have his first name?
what for who? Who are we talking about?
For Eubanks.
Oh, I don't have him on my list. I don't have Eubanks on my list.
Okay. So do you have anybody else there that you have a question about?
No. That's what I have here on 4 South. I gotta go over to 4 North. And 4
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Okay. Yep.
Ms. Grace, any word from Ms. McLeod?
Not as of yet, Judge.
Okay, thank you.
Good morning. We have positions 4 and 5 on the probation calendar if anyone is ready.
Okay,
Your Honor, he's actually, currently on the phone with the clients. I believe,
okay,
Mr. Haddad has, positions 4 and 5.
okay. So we'll be with Mr. Turner as soon as Mr. Dodd is available.
We can go to position number 37, Brandon Matt.
That's mine, Judge. Perfect.
Okay. And this is going to be a negotiated plea.
That's correct, Your Honor.
I'm sorry, Judge. What position is this?
37, Mr. Brandon Mack.
Okay, if I can get someone to give me all of the conflict attorneys for Ms. McLeod, I just spoke with her. She is in with Judge Edie. She need all of her cases to be reset to 7:30. Because she will not be available this afternoon, she said.
Okay, so we'll get a list of those. Thank you, Ms. Grace.
Thank you. And once again, this is position what?
37, Mr. Mack.
Thank you.
Okay, good morning, Mr. Mack. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir. Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, you can place your hand down. Thank you, sir. Ms. Falk?
Yes, Your Honor. On the theft by conversion, the state's recommendation is 12 months served, 48 days, credit for time served 24 days. That's going to be from May 10th to May 11th of 2019, March 16th to March 17th of 2021, April 10th to April 13th of 2023, and then July 10th, 2024 to today. balance probated and anti-theft course, stay away from 1105 Northside Drive Northwest, which is the McDonald's, and 40 hours of community service. Count 2 would merge with count 1. We do ask the defense to stipulate to venue, factual basis, and identification for the purposes of this plea. That's all for the state.
Mr. White?
Judge, we stipulate, and for the purposes of the plea, and just has to accept the plea as negotiated.
Mr. Mack, it's my understanding that in case 20 CR 004569E, you wish to plead guilty to theft by conversion and theft by taking. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol?
No, Your Honor.
Represented by counsel, are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, Your Honor.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No, Your Honor.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on these charges. And that by pleading guilty to them, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, Your Honor.
Accept the plea as negotiated, Mr. Mack. When you complete the terms, meaning that you do the anti-theft class and the community service, it'll go to a non-reporting status. So the sooner you get it done, the sooner you won't have to be on active reporting this probation, okay?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, good luck to you, Mr. Mack.
Thank you.
Actually, welcome to the front row, brother. Come to the front row. Your Honor, these are all the conflicts I have here in courtroom 2. Can you just give them the announcement regarding Ms. McLeod? Yes, stand up.
Okay.
Stand up. Every last one up. Come on, Riggs. From the front.
All right, so just so I know, can you give me, I guess, starting from the person on the left, just give me the name?
What's your name? Quintavious Green. That's Mr. Quintavious Green, position 15 through 18.
18. Who's the next person?
Next one is Noah Green. That's position 19.
Okay. Who's the next one?
Is John Lee Carter. He's an add-on, 1 and 2.
Okay. The next person?
And that's Mr. Grigsby. He's competency the 3 and 4.
Okay. Is there anyone else?
It should be Mr. Turner in medical.
What calendar is Mr. Turner on?
He's actually no, he's not. He's not. I apologize, Your Honor. He's actually probation. He's gonna be Mr. Haddad's.
Okay, all right.
So
And
it's just these 4. It's just these 4.
Okay. Ms. Grace,
Yes, sir.
when was that reset date?
7:30.
7:30, which is
Next Tuesday.
Tuesday. Thank you. Good morning, gentlemen. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar. Unfortunately, your attorney, Ms. McLeod, is unavailable to assist you this morning. As such, your cases are going to be reset until next Tuesday, which is July 30th. I will see you all back next Tuesday. And you got all those positions, Ms. Grace?
I'm sorry, Ms. McLeod doesn't represent me anymore, Your Honor. We went through this last week. I dropped her as my attorney. She no longer represents me. I represent myself. It's Mr. Grigsby.
Mr. Grigsby?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll notify her that, and I'll have her speak with you. And we will, if you don't wish to have her represent you, she will, she will have to formally get off your case, but hopefully she'll get that done by next Tuesday. Ms. Grace, would you please inform Ms. McLeod that she's going to need to speak directly to Mr. Grigsby, and his wish is that that she not represent him, okay?
Okay.
All right. So we'll see you all back next Tuesday.
Come on, fellas. They're lined up over there. Your Honor, you can go to medical. Is Mr. Turner, he's on probation. Hey, fellas. All right, you're gonna have to be quiet right now. You're gonna be quiet right now.
Okay, so are we ready on that, Mr. Haddad?
Yes, that's gonna be
All right.
negotiated plea.
He's on the probation calendar, I think.
No, I'm sorry. Are we in medical?
Yeah.
Probation's position 4 and 5, Turner.
Yes, I'm sorry, Judge. We're ready. I saw the gentleman on Marietta Annex, so.
Okay, no, you're fine, Mr. Haddad. Good morning, Mr. Turner. This is the probation revocation calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you, sir. Yes, Officer Allen.
Your Honor, the defendant was sentenced to probation for the charge of criminal trespass. He was sentenced to stay away from the location. Your Honor, he was not sentenced to, he didn't have to complete any classes. So at this time, probation recommends his case be time served.
Okay, any objection?
No, Judge, that would be our request. Thank you, Judge.
All right, time served. Good luck to you, Mr. Turner.
Your Honor, we also have, I'm not sure what position, but Justin Dozer.
Yeah, so.
Yes, positions 1 and 2.
So Judge, Justice Dozier was released, well, I shouldn't say released, he was sent to Department of Corrections. And I think he was revoked for quite some time. He is obviously not here. Probation is recommending revoked time served, Judge. I would just ask to disclose out the case. Dozier was released yesterday to DOC, Department of Corrections.
Is that your recommendation, Officer Allen?
Yes, Your Honor, time served.
Okay, very good. Time served.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Your Honor. That concludes my business.
Have a good rest of your day. Thank you, Officer
Right, you
Allen.
too. Thank you.
Okay, can we go to Marietta Annex maybe? Is that your client, Mr. Haddad?
It is, Judge, and that's Mr. Dove, David Dove, and that is a negotiated plea, Judge.
Okay, he's position number 10, I believe. 10 and 11. Is there someone deal with you at the Marietta Annex, Mr. Dove?
Unmute.
Yes. Okay.
Speak for yourself. Speak for yourself.
Thank you. Can you hear me, Mr. Dove?
Yes, sir.
Good morning. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir.
Can you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. You can place your hand down. Who's presenting for the state?
What position is this?
This is position number 10 and 11, David Dove.
This is my case, Your Honor. The state's recommendation for position 10 is 12 months probation, served 44 days, credit for time served 22 days. That's October 26th to October 30th of 2023. And then July 9th to today, balance suspended. Stay away from 3250 Cascade Road, which is the Cascade driving range. Position 11 will be null prossed. I'd ask the defense to stipulate to venue, factual basis, and ID for purposes of the plea.
Mr. Dodd?
Judge, we stipulate, we request the court to follow the negotiated plea, Judge.
Mr. Dove, it's my understanding that in case 23 CR 006750Y, you wish to plead guilty to criminal trespass. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No, sir.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, sir.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
I'll accept the plea as negotiated, Mr. Dove. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, who do we have on jail court's iPhone?
We have, positions 20 and 21, Mr. Hale.
Oh, that's my case, Judge.
Yes, this is a negotiated plea, is that right?
It is, Judge. Is that 20 and 21?
Yeah, I
Yes.
was about to say, I think that's mine. 20.
Yeah, that's nice. Look, I think that's Mr. Hale, correct?
Yes, that's what the announcement was. Okay. Can you hear me okay, Mr. Hale?
Yeah.
Good morning, sir. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yeah.
Thank you. Can you raise your right hand for me?
Right hand.
The other one? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yeah.
Okay, you can put your hand down. Thank you, Mr. Hale. Ms. Desiano?
Your Honor, the state's recommendation for position 20 is count 1, 12 months probation, serve 34 days, credit for time served 17 days. That's July 7th of this year to July 8th, and then July 11th of this year to today. Balance probated. Stay away from the PetSmart at 3221 Peachtree Road. Count 2 is 12 months probation concurrent with count 1 and a $300 fine. This position 20 will run concurrent with a position 21. Position 21's recommendation is 12 months probation, served 30 days, credit for time served 15 days. That's from July 11th, 2024 to today. Balance probated. No further contact with Matthew Budden. A stay away from the Vision Lounge at 2520 Piedmont Road. 8 weeks of anger management, 40 hours of community service, and no firearms. Our office has been in touch with Mr. Budden. He is in agreement with the plea offer, and I would ask the defense to stipulate to a venue, factual basis, and ID for purposes of the plea, and if the court can sound for Mr. Budden.
Mr. Budden's on the line and wishes to address the court. Now's your opportunity. Mr. Dodd?
We stipulate, Judge, as far as venue, factual basis, and identity for purpose of the plea. We just ask the court to follow the state's recommendation as a negotiated plea.
Mr. Hale, it's my understanding that in case 24 CR 004447Y, you wish to plead guilty to criminal trespass and willful obstruction of a law enforcement officer. And in case 24 CR 004630Y, you wish to plead guilty to battery. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning? You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yeah.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on these charges, and that by pleading guilty to them, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yeah.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No.
I'll accept the pleas as negotiated, Mr. Hale. When you complete the terms of the probation, it'll go to a non-reporting status. So the sooner you get it done, the sooner you won't be on reporting probation. Good luck to you.
I'll report over to Mitchell today.
Well, as soon as you'll be processed out, and once you're processed out, you should report to probation at some point. Okay.
Great. I'll keep my eye on it.
Thank you, Judge.
Next we have position number 49, Mr. White.
Okay.
I'm still waiting for an offer. I'm sorry, never mind. That was 48. We're good to go.
Okay, let's see. And this is going to be a negotiated plea, White.
That's correct, Judge.
And Daniel White, can you hear me okay?
Yes, sir.
Yes, good morning, Mr. White. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir.
Okay, can you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you can put your hand down, Mr. White. Thank you. Ms. Falk?
Yes, Your Honor. The state's recommendation on position 49, Daniel White, count 1, is 12 months, serve 180 days, credit for time served 14 days. That's going to be from July 12th, 2024 until today. Balance probated. Stay away from Skyline Laundromat located at 761 North Central Avenue in Hateville. No further contact with Miriam Abdul Kareem, and 12 weeks anger management. Count 2 would merge with count 1, and count 3 will be 12 months concurrent with count 2 and a $500 fine. The state would ask the defense to stipulate to venue factual basis and identification for the purposes of the plea. We would like to sound from Miriam Abdul Kareem at this time.
Ms. Abdul Kareem is on the line and wishes to address the court. Now is your opportunity. Mr. White?
Judge, we just ask that you just ask you to accept the plea as negotiated, and we do stipulate to venue, factual basis, and ID for the purpose of the plea. I did. This is for a significant amount of extra time, and I asked Mr. White on 3 different occasions if he was sure, and he does want to go forward with this plea.
Okay. Mr. White, it's my understanding that in case 24 CR 004675D, you wish to plead guilty to battery, disorderly conduct, and willful obstruction of a law enforcement officer. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No, sir.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on these charges, and that by pleading guilty to them, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, sir.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
I'll accept the plea as negotiated, Mr. White. Good luck to you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Next, we have position number 23, Mr. Harris.
Okay.
Mr. Harris.
This is also a negotiated plea, is that right?
Yeah, that's yours, negotiated.
Yes, Judge.
Yes, can you hear me okay, Mr. Harris?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good morning. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir.
Okay, can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you can put your hand down. Thank you. Yes, Ms. Desiano.
Your Honor, the state's recommendation is 12 months probation, served 30 days, credit for time served 15 days. That's from July 11th to today. Balance probated. No further contact with Nathaniel Russell, a state from 2420 Piedmont Road. I Googled that address and I believe it's Tongue and Groove, but the arrest was from a MARTA police officer. So I'm not entirely sure what the incident location is. But the address that's in the warrant and the report is 2420 Piedmont Road. 8 weeks anger management, 40 hours of community service, and no firearms. I'd ask the defense to stipulate to venue factual basis and ID for purposes of the plea, and if the court can for Mr. Russell.
If Nathaniel Russell is on the line and wish to address the court, now is your opportunity. Mr. Dodd?
We stipulate, Judge.
Anything further?
No, Judge, I'm sorry. I just asked the court to follow the negotiated plea, Judge. I apologize.
No worries. Mr. Harris, it's my understanding that in case 24 CR 004666Y, you wish to plead guilty to simple battery. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No, sir.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, sir.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
I'll accept the plea as negotiated, Mr. Harris. When you complete the terms of the probation, meaning that you do the 8 weeks of anger management and the 40 hours of community service, I'm going to have it go to a non-reporting status. So the sooner you get it done, the sooner you won't have to be on reporting probation, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, good luck to you, sir.
Thank you.
We have add-on position number 7.
And who's representing Mr. Seabrooks?
Your Honor, I'll be handling that case. It was added to the calendar yesterday afternoon, so I was kind of scrambling around yesterday and last night, determining the status of what we're trying to do here. I did find some information that I would like to talk to Mr. Seabrooks about. Mr. Seabrooks, I want to fill you in on what I found out. So if we could either go into a breakout room or I could call somebody on my phone. How would
Do
that
the
work?
breakout. Do the breakout because we don't have a phone up here. We're on the phone that we're using.
Okay.
Okay, so could I, before we do that breakout, who's at the Marietta Annex? Can we handle this person maybe?
All right, that is my case.
And who's at Marietta Annex?
Your Honor, that is position, that is Curtis Henry. He is position 24, 25, 26, and 27. Yeah.
Have you had the opportunity to speak with him, Mr. Haddad?
I have, Judge, and I'm not sure, is this going to be Ms. Falk's case?
Yes.
All right, so Judge, the recommendation is a straightforward recommendation that normally my client would have accepted, except that yesterday he was revoked on his felony probation to 18 months to serve. So I was going to request Ms. Falk if we can just change the recommendation to just a straight 6-month sentence on all cases, Judge, and we can wrap it up today. I mean, he's not, we can't do anti-theft class or anything like that. So that would be my request, and it wraps up all 3 cases.
Do you have his felony case number by any chance?
I do.
Okay, great. Can you give that to me?
Yes. And I confirmed that through Odyssey as well.
Right.
Is sorry, Judge. I'm trying to pull it up.
And in the meantime, while PD Haddad is doing that, PD White, I did send you the recommendation for Webb via email, and I put it in the chat in courtroom 2, just in case you couldn't access your email.
And that case number, Judge, and Ms. Falk, is 17 SC 153778. And it was signed yesterday by Judge Schwal, I believe. Maybe, I'm not sure. But he was revoked for 18 months. I'm sorry, it's Judge Benton.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, failure to report 18 months, balance of probation is terminated, and the case was closed. Okay, so his release date, Your Honor, is April 1st of 2025. So the state is agreeable to the modification of the recommendation as stated by PD Haddad.
Okay, so good morning, Mr. Henry. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, sir.
I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you can place your hand down. Thank you. Ms. Falk?
Okay, so the modification as we are making it, Your Honor, is gonna be 12 months to serve, credit for time served at this point, 25 days. The defendant's time will terminate prior to his probation revocation, so that will close him out. And that is as to all counts are to run concurrent with one another. That's position 24. That is position, 25. Position 24, we're also going to do 12 months to serve, credit for time served. And that's going to be from July 1st. So, that's going to be 21 days as well. And we are going to run that concurrent with position 25. Position 26, we are going to null pros. So this is just a straight time plea, Your Honor. We would ask the defense to stipulate to venue, factual basis, and identification for the purposes of the plea.
Is 27 somebody different?
Nope, that is the same person. My apologies. I was looking at the failure to appear and stopped there. So that would be the same 12 months to serve, to run concurrent to 25 and 24. And on position 2, on count 2, 12 months to serve.
So let me get to understand, Ms. Falk, all of it's gonna be time served 25 days throughout the whole.
No, it's going to be 12 months to serve, credit for time served 21 days.
That's
25 days.
5 days, that's what I'm at, 12 months, but all of them are the 25 days.
Correct.
And then the one non-pros.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Mr. Dodd?
Your Honor, I'll just ask to just sentence accordingly, Judge, so it can be run concurrent with this felony charge.
Okay. Mr. Henry, it's my understanding that in case 24 CR 004325E, you wish to plead guilty to criminal trespass. In case 24 CR 004618E, you wish to plead guilty to 2 counts of theft by taking, criminal trespass, and loitering or prowling. And in case 23 CR 006174E, you wish to plead guilty to 2 counts of theft by taking. Is that correct?
Yes, yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No, sir.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on these charges, and that by pleading guilty to them, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, sir.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
I'll accept the plea as negotiated, Mr. Henry. Good luck to you, sir.
Right, thank you, sir.
Okay. So now I think we can go into a breakout room with jail court's iPhone and courtroom 2. Okay, so Ms. Strong, if you can put courtroom 2 and jail court's iPhone into a breakout room, and we will be in recess until they return.
Oh,
Can we go into a breakout? Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
yes, can you give me a call? At 404-612-5067.
5067?
Yes,
Yep, doing so now.
thank you.
Mr. White, where are we with Mr. Seabrooks?
Your Honor, we got disconnected by mistake. We're trying
Okay,
to sound back on.
Good old days when everybody was here first.
Oh, God. So it's not allowed to, the judge it's not activated. So I can hit cancel and that'll work, but that's something.
Your Honor, can you hear me?
yes, yes.
All right, we're having some issues with courtroom 2. Is that possible to use my computer to continue?
Yes, bear with me. There's some feedback, but
I'll just jump on. I don't hear.
Oh, there's feedback.
no, you're fine now. What are we gonna do with Mr. Seabrooks?
I'm prepared to address that, Your Honor.
Okay, I'm not sure who's handling this from the state.
Your Honor, what was the announcement from Mr. Haddad or Mr. Bottles? I'm sorry.
I'm not sure yet.
Well, Your Honor, this case has been on SAP a couple times. Has Your Honor heard this, or was that Judge Law?
The name looks familiar and he looks familiar, but I don't have any present recollection, to be honest with you, Mr.
Right.
Botelho.
Well, what I'm told, and again, this was just added to the calendar yesterday afternoon, but yesterday and last night, what I've pieced together is that Mr. Seabrooks was told by the court, and as well as Ms. Hoda Atai from our office, who has handled this case before, we're told that he would be getting a signature bond provided that he had a place to go. And his mother is having some medical issues, so she's not able to take him. I wasn't able to get in contact with his father, but I'm told by Ms. Atai that she said his mother has verified that he can live with a family friend, Mr. Green, Kenneth Green. And I have an address for him. We're still trying to get a phone number, but I'm told that he is willing to co-sign a signature bond. I think that was the understanding that we had with the court. So if that is acceptable to the court, that's what we would ask for, is a signature bond. I do believe that, whatever happened or didn't happen in this occasion, he was going through a medical episode. So we would ask for a signature bond based on that. If that is not going to happen today, rather than him be on the SAP calendar any longer, we would just ask that it be sent over for jail jury, and we'll continue working on a place for him to stay.
Okay, I'll just pull my notes from Tuesday's calendar, and I did see Mr. Seabrooks. I've made notes of that I wanted him to have placement, and Ms. Atai couldn't get the placement on Tuesday. So as long as, and I'll hear from you, Ms. Desiano, but as long as there is someone that is going to sign him out, I am willing to give him a signature bond through pretrial level 1 with the name of a co-signer.
All right, very well, Judge. I'll verify all that and get an order prepared.
Ms. Desiano?
Your Honor, my recollection from Tuesday is that this case was reset to allow the co-signer. The state's position at that time was that we would prefer it remain a signature bond. I mean, a surety bond. However, Your Honor said on Tuesday that you were going to do a signature bond as soon as another co-signer was available. It sounds like that's happened, so.
Okay. Ms. Tyson, did you have something?
He has a hold for Roswell Police Department also.
Yeah, I'm advised that that's a traffic ticket.
Okay.
Okay. So what I have down as far as my notes from Tuesday, Mr. Bartels, was it was $1,000 signature bond for the first offense and 500 for each of the willful obstructions.
Charges, right.
Makes for a total of a $2,500 SOB through pretrial. Level 1, you'll have to put in the correct name of the person who's signing him out, along with the address. No drugs, alcohol, weapons. Stay away from all MARTA. And there are also some alleged victims that we can
contact, right.
Okay.
Okay, I'll prepare that, Judge. Thank you.
And
All
yes,
right.
Judge, the state would just ask that there's no further contact with the victims. I believe they are juveniles. And if the court would consider, since he's now
just
having
taken into
a signature
custody.
bond through pretrial, if the court would consider possibly a BHET or an SDET at this time.
Um,
And if you could send me the information for the cosigner also.
Okay, who's speaking? I'm sorry, I can't.
That
Could
was
you
me.
send me the information for the cosigner also?
Okay, and what's your contact information, Ms.
I'll
Tyson?
I'll send it to you in the chat right
Okay.
now.
And
Okay.
I will add a BHET to that. Mr.
Thank you,
Bartels.
Judge.
Okay.
Okay, good
Okay,
luck
thank
to you,
you,
Mr.
Judge.
Seabrooks.
All right.
Yes.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Next we have position number. This is Mr. Brent, position number 6, Mr. Brinson.
That's the other Mr. Burns.
Your Honor,
Uh-huh.
we are requesting a transfer of this case. It's my understanding we haven't heard back. The allegation is that he brandished a knife and threatened to kill her. So I believe that this should be upgraded to an aggravated assault.
So I think for purposes of the day, my notes indicate that he was going to waive arraignment, Mr. Dodd, not guilty, and not to bring him. That right?
Sorry about that, Judge. We're finally back on. Yeah, that is correct, Judge. We're gonna waive arraignment and plead him not guilty.
Okay. So, Mr. Brinson, your case will be returned to the division judge. You'll get notification of your next hearing date.
Yes, sir.
All right. Good luck to you, sir.
Next we have position number 31, Mr. Jacob.
Okay.
What?
This
31?
is, yes, that's your case, Mr. White?
That's correct, Judge. Mr. Jacobson, we're going to be entering a not guilty. I'll have you reigning, but we'll waive formal readings.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I've got it. I'm still on.
Okay.
Good morning, Mr. Jacobs. Can you hear me okay?
Good morning, Your Honor. Yes, I can.
Good. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir.
Okay, can you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you can place your hand down, Mr. Jacobs. You've been charged in case 24 CR 004620B with simple battery, family violence, and 2 counts of criminal trespass and damage to property. Each of these charges carries with it a maximum penalty of 12 months in jail and/or $1,000 fine. It's my understanding, Mr. White, that you're waiving formal reading of the accusation. Is that correct?
That's correct, Judge.
How do you plead, Mr. Jacobs? Guilty or not guilty?
I believe he told me to say not guilty. Oh, not guilty.
Okay, we'll record your not guilty plea. Your case will be returned to the division judge and you'll get notification of your next hearing date, sir.
Oh, well, can I do guilty and do time served?
No, we've already had that discussion. It's not the state's offer.
Okay.
All right, good luck to you, Mr. Jacobs.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Next we have position number 48, Mr. Webb.
Okay. What are we doing with Mr. Webb this morning?
Judge, I just got an offer from the state, a little bit ago and haven't had a chance to relay it to him, so.
Okay. Is it a time served offer?
It is as far as there's some probation involved, but no more time in jail.
Okay, so do you want us to, how would you like to handle that, Mr. White, as far as speaking with him?
Can we do by phone, or is probably the easiest way to do it?
Okay.
Or we can, I'm sorry, if that's a problem, then we can just do it over the Zoom and I'll give him the offer. And make sure that he doesn't say anything else.
Like Joe Courts, do you want Mr. White to call you?
Is it still the, can we call them?
Yes. 206.
Okay.
Yep.
With that same number, right?
That's correct.
Okay, I'll give you a call.
All right, thank you.
Who do we have at the Marietta Annex?
What we got?
We have at the Marietta Annex?
Yes,
Yes. What's your name, sir?
Dexter Freeland.
Mr. Freeland. Mr. Freeland, you represented, this is 5 and 6 on the add-on calendar. You're represented by Ms. McLeod. She's unavailable today. Your case is being reset until Tuesday. So I'll see you back on Tuesday, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, I'll see you on Tuesday, Mr. Freeland. And Miss Grace, are you with me?
Yes, sir.
I believe, does that cover everybody? Are we missing somebody aside from 48?
Yeah.
Okay, so I think for the,
Okay, since, position number 2, they're asking about the transfer, but I don't have it, so what we're doing with it, we can't do anything until we physically get the transfer.
okay, so that was,
He took the plea on position number 1, but they was requesting a transfer for position number 2, but we need the transfer. So are
okay,
we
so let's,
position 2?
let's Ms. Desiano, do you think that you'll have the transfer by next Thursday?
I believe so, Your Honor. I think the conference is just through this week. So if we can reset it 1 week.
Okay, so we'll reset that case, 1 week, Miss Grace.
Okay, so Judge, can I give you what I'm still holding on?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, real quick, position number 9.
Position number 9, it's my understanding that's a waiver of arraignment, not guilty, and I do not bring from Mr. Haddad, so that'll go back to the division, Joe Jury.
God, okay. Position number 38 and 39. Oh, he's speaking to him now, right?
No, that's, I believe 48.
Oh, okay. So 38 and 39, Mr. Greg Malcolm.
38 was released, I have, and 39 was a DA transfer. And I guess if they don't have the transfer order in, we can reset that a week also.
Exactly. Position 43.
That's also a DA transfer, is my understanding, so we'll reset that a week pending the order.
Your Honor, once,
48 Webb, and that is 48 and 52, Judge. Oh, transfer, I'll go ahead and reset that for 8-1,
Okay,
so 48.
yes, so that's the only one that we're holding on, is my understanding.
Yes, sir.
and Judge, I've spoken with him. As soon as they're back on, he is going to accept the state's offer and enter a plea.
Okay, very good.
And Judge, I'm filling in for Miss Falk. She sent an offer, but I don't have it. Can someone relay it to me so I can put it on the record?
12 months, served 26 days, credit for time served 13 days, balance probated. Stay away from 30 Ivan Allen Boulevard, MHET. And then count 2 is just balance suspended, stay away, Grady, URT.
And sorry, Mr. White, I was not expecting this plea, so I need you to go over that one more time for me.
Okay, are you ready?
Yes, sir.
12 months, served 26 days,
Mhm.
credit for time served 13 days, balance probated, stay away from 30 Ivan Allen Boulevard, MHET, balance suspended, stay away, or I'm sorry, count 2 is just a balance suspended, stay away, Grady, unless receiving treatment.
This is for Mr. Webb, correct?
Correct.
So reckless conduct, willful obstruction, and simple battery.
Right. And those are the only 2. I don't know if she's planning on merging one, null crossing one of the other, but those are the 2 that I got. She didn't list the actual charge next to in the text. She's supposedly sent it to me in an email too, but my email is, for some reason, I can't get my computer connected.
I'm
sorry to interrupt, but we just got a call from a jail iPhone. They're just asking to be let in.
And while we're waiting on that, I'll look on that third count.
Okay.
So Mr. White, while she's doing that, count A and B is 12 months served, 26 days, credit for time served 13.
I'm not sure what counts the recommendations go with, because those were not in the chat.
Okay, well,
That's what the state's looking into right now, I believe.
It sounds like it was for count 1 and count 2, because count 3 would typically have a contact and an anger management recommendation.
Okay. So we're gonna null cross that.
Let's see. One moment.
Hey everyone, I am so sorry. I had to deal with a conversation with the office. I feel like I made a recommendation that may have confused everyone. Which position is this?
This is Mr. Webb, 48.
Okay. So what is the request on Mr. Webb?
Well, basically, I couldn't get an email from you, but I did go by what was in the text, and we just don't know what count. There's 2 sentences, but we don't know which counts they go with, and if you're null crossing or.
No, we are not null crossing, because on the reckless conduct count 1, the recommendation is 12 months served, 26 days, credit for time served 13 days from July 12th, 2024 to today, with balance probated. Stay away from the 30 Ivan Allen Boulevard and an MHET position. Count 2, the willful obstruction of law enforcement officer, is 12 months concurrent to count 1 with a $300 fine. And count 3, which is the simple battery, is just going to be 12 months to serve 26 days, credit for time served 13 days, concurrent with count 1. No further contact with Kristen Zecca, Zecca, and stay away from Grady Hospital unless it's seeking medical treatment.
Okay, so in the little chat, the obstruction wasn't in there, so with the $300 fine. So I'm gonna need to, Mr. Webb, can you hear me? Hopper?
Right. I'm looking at the message I sent you in the chat. It is in there. I don't know what happened once it got sent, but I'm looking at my chat and counts 1, 2, and 3 are covered.
Be as may, on the screen here, the only two things that I saw were, anyway, I'm just gonna relay, Webb, in addition to what we talked about earlier, you'd be placed on probation. You know you're already gonna be on probation, but they also want a $300 fine. Are you okay with that?
Yeah, that's totally fine.
Forward, okay.
Okay. So, are we ready to proceed?
Judge, we are.
Okay. See, good morning, Mr. Webb. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, sir.
Good morning. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Oh, yes, sir.
Thank you. Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Oh, yes, sir.
Okay, you can place your hand down. Thank you. Anything further from counsel before I take the plea?
No, not at all.
Okay. If not, Mr. Webb, it's my understanding in case 24 CR 004674C, you wish to plead guilty to reckless conduct, willful obstruction of law enforcement officers, and simple battery. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No, sir.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on these charges, and that by pleading guilty to them, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, sir.
Is anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
I'll accept the plea as negotiated, Mr. Webb. Let's see. When you complete the terms of the probation, it'll go to a non-reporting status. So the sooner you get it done, the sooner you don't have to be on reporting probation, okay?
Okay.
All right. Good luck to you, Mr. Webb.
Thank you.
Okay, I think that concludes the 9 o'clock state all-purpose calendar. Before we go into the competency calendar, why don't we go over these calendars before we move on?
Okay, Judge.
And then as soon as we do that, we'll go into the breakout room for the competency calendar.
Okay, on the add-on calendar, position 1 and 2 reset to 7:30 SAP. Position 3 and 4 reset jail jury. Position 5 and 6 reset 7:30 SAP. Position 7 reset further notice with a $2,500 pretrial bond level 1. Position 8 reset further notice with a $2,000 pretrial bond level 1. On the main calendar, position number 1 was a plea. Position number 2 reset 8/1/24. Position number 3 and 4 were pleas, along with 5 being a non-pros. Position number 6 reset jail jury. Position number 7 reset jail jury. Position number 8 was released, reset further notice. Position number 9 reset jail jury. Position number 10 was a plea. Position number 11 was a plea with a non-pros. Position number 12 was a plea. Position number 13 was a plea non-pros. Position number 14.
Jail jury.
I'm sorry?
That would have been a jail jury as well. Waiver Rayner plead not guilty.
Thank you. Position number 15, reset 7:30 SAP. That's 15 through 18, reset 7:30 SAP. Position number 19, reset 7:30 SAP. Position number 20 was a plea. Position number 21 was a plea. Position number 22, reset 8-1 competency calendar. Position number 23 and 24, 25, 26, and 27, all were pleas along with the NAR process for 26. Position number 28 was a plea. Position number 29 was a non-pros plea. Position number 30 was a plea. Position number 31, reset jail jury. Position number 32 was a plea. Position number 33 and 34, reset jail jury. Position number 35 was a plea, along with position number 36 was a non-pros. Position number 37 was a plea. Position 38, reset further notice, defendant was released. Position number 39, reset 8-1 SAP. Position number 40, reset further notice with the 4,000 pretrial bond level 2. Position number 41, reset jail jury. Position number 42, reset jail jury. Position number 43, reset 8-1 SAP. Position number 44 and 45 were pleased with 45 being a non-pros. Position number 46, reset 8-1 SAP. Position number 47 is a plea. Position 48 was a plea. Position 49 was a plea. Position 50 and 51 were pleased with 51 being a non-pros. Position number 52, reset 8-1 SAP. Any questions, concern, or comments?
Yes, can you give me the announcement on 46?
Okay. Position 46, Romaro Thornton was a reset 8-1-24.
Okay, that's what I just wanted to make sure I had the right reset date. And can you give me positions? I apologize, I was trying to go as quickly as possible. 20 and 21, Arthur Hale.
20 and 21, okay. '20 and 21, Arthur Hale was pleased.
Okay, negotiated plea. Got it. Thank you.
And Miss Grace, for Melanie Yanis on the add-on calendar, number 8.
Okay.
What was there a change to that? Because I remember last time she was on the calendar, we changed the cosigner, or we were moving that?
There's no cosigner.
Okay. Okay, and what was it again that you're gonna, did you say 2,000? Level 2?
No, level 1.
Level 1, okay. Thank you.
All right, anything else before we go into the competency calendar? Okay, if not, you can place everyone that needs to be in the competency calendar for me, please.
You all have a good day.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Jeff.
Got out. No, SAP, no, mental health. No, this is on SAP.
Yes, how long? You want to do it in here? All right. Go.
Hello?
Hey, Miss Grace?
Hold on just a second for me.
Miss Tyson, Miss Grace asked, what were you trying to ask her?
I know I hate to bring her up again, but for Melanie Giannis, if we're removing the cosigner, I'm sorry, are we putting on the bond order that no cosigner required on there? Do you know? Because I know they went into that breakout room and
Hey, I
talked
was in
about
the
it.
breakout room with them.
Okay.
It's a no cosigner.
Okay, can we make sure we put it on the bond order, no cosigner required? Because of her
Yeah.
age, she needs to have she would have normally needed a cosigner. So just so we don't have her back in here again on Tuesday, just put no cosigner required on the bond order.
Yeah, who's the defense attorney for her?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
I'm
I'll
pretty
tell
sure
Miss-
they know that because that was
I'll
like the
tell
whole
Miss Grace to
issue.
make sure they put it on there.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Mhm. And Miss Grace, just so you know, position 17, he has several cases. They were reset because it's Miss McLeod's case. I just realized like very late last night that there's actually a case involving the same victim as position 17. So I'm gonna, it hasn't been accused yet, so I'm gonna go ahead and accuse it. And that case will also need to be added to the I think it was reset to 730. Obviously it doesn't have a case number yet, and I'll accuse it right now so y'all can pull it in, but just FYI.
Okay, well, I need to go back into the competency, so we would have to talk about that and put it in the chat once I come out.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I have Mr. Hembrick here. Does anybody need to speak with Mr. Hembrick?
Nobody is in here right now. They're all in the breakout room for the conference calendar.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, everyone. We've completed the competency calendar. I think we've completed all the calendars for today. You all have a good rest of your day.
Mr. Bartel? On that young lady, on the add-on calendar,
Ms. Morrow?
no, on the add-on calendar, position number 8,
Oh, Ms. Yanis.
yes. Oh, no, that was Mr.
That was
Haddad.
Mr. Haddad's case.
Yes, is he still at the jail?
He's left. He left right when we were starting the
Okay,
conference.
so you think he's going back to the office?
I believe so, yes.
Thank you.
All right, thanks. I'll get those over as soon as I can.
Ms. Tyson?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Ms. Strong told me, and I have it on my paperwork as well.
Okay.
I need a coworker, and I'll make sure Mr. Haddad put that on as well.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks.
And Ms. DeCiano, she was asking me a question as well.
Yeah, I tried to file, so there's position 17. He has several cases. I think it's like 15, 16, 17, 18. Quantavious Green. He has this case was reset. It's Miss McLeod's case to July 30th. I just realized that he has another case involving the same victim from position 17. So I have just accused that case and I tried to file it down, but I think it's still linked to the MAG pre-file number. Sometimes they just unlink it for me and go ahead and file it. Sometimes they'll reject it. I don't know if you can help me with that, or I can just call the clerk's office.
Yeah,
but
you speak with the MAG, and then once they tell you it's unlinked, and you send it down, I double check with our clerks to see if they got that case so we can add it on to the 7/30th calendar.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
Ms. Strong, we're done.
All right.